In this short video, I'm going to discuss the persuasive paragraph. Of all the paragraphs or types of writing you'll probably do in high school, maybe apart from the research project, this is going to be the most difficult. I encourage you to take notes so you can refer back to this video as you write your own. So let's begin. Like all paragraphs, the persuasive paragraph begins with a topic sentence. With the persuasive paragraph, it's slightly different because although the topic sentence still introduces what you're going to write about, it takes more the form of a stance or opinion on an issue. So your first sentence is going to be your opinion on the issue. For example, Hever High School students should be allowed to wear hats in the classroom. That's an opinion and it's straight to the point. Here's some quick things to know about the topic sentence and what to avoid for the persuasive paragraph. First off, the topic sentence of a persuasive paragraph takes a stance on an important issue. Remember, a stance is an opinion. Hever High School students should be allowed to wear hats in the classroom as an example. Next, it avoids mixed feelings. This is very important. Even if you have mixed feelings on an issue, you don't want to convey that to the reader. It reduces the persuasiveness of your argument. So just take one side and defend it as though you don't have any mixed feelings. Don't say Hever High School students should sometimes be allowed to wear hats and at other times not be allowed to. Choose one and stick to it. And finally, the topic sentence of a persuasive paragraph should not use personal pronouns. This helps your paper remain objective. If you use personal pronouns, it limits the persuasiveness of your paper or your paragraph. Personal pronouns make the paragraph more about what you think. And if you're trying to persuade others, it shouldn't be so much about what you think. You should defend your argument as though it should be adopted by everyone. Okay, next is the concession statement. I notice a lot of students have trouble with this. The concession statement actually isn't that difficult. In another video, I'll be showing you how to do some pre-writing for the persuasive paragraph that'll make this part easier. But the concession statement has one purpose. It acknowledges a counter-argument. By acknowledging an argument or an idea that is different from yours, it reassures the reader that you aren't afraid of controversy, that you are confident enough in your topic that you have no reason to back down from an opposing point of view. Several students make this mistake. They'll make a concession statement and instead of explaining the counter-argument, they'll try to refute it or disprove it. That's not the purpose of the concession statement. All I want you guys to do is acknowledge an opposing point of view and explain it in 2 or more sentences. Fairly. 2. Again, don't refute it or disagree. Just explain the counter-argument. And now what's to follow is actually pretty simple. By this time, you should be really comfortable with this paragraph structure. What you're going to be doing is defending your topic or stance on this issue, your persuasive topic. So for your pros, all those are going to be are reasons that support your stances or opinion on the issue. So if I say Hever High School students should be allowed to wear hats, I need to have a minimum of 3 reasons why they should be able to. The rest of the paragraph, like an expository paragraph, is going to be full of key ideas and supporting examples. And if you're familiar with Step Up to Writing, what a lot of students do in middle school is they actually, I have my colors wrong here, but this is the yellow, and then we have the yellows, and then we provide evidence for those in the reds. Oh, right here. So for the rest of this, we have our pros right here. These are the supporting evidence for our stance or opinion on the issue. And like every other paragraph, if you say something, you need to support it with evidence, and that's where we have these supporting sentences come in. So after you make a claim, you say one reason students should be allowed to wear hats is because it allows them to express themselves. That is what you're going to explain and support. How does it allow students to express themselves? How does it reflect what kind of student the student is based on what they wear? And because one piece of evidence isn't enough, what's another reason students should be allowed to wear hats? And what's another reason students should be allowed to wear hats? And you're going to spend the rest of your paragraph just explaining and providing evidence as to why they should within these supporting sentences here. I was running out of room, so I cleared the board. The last part we have is the conclusion sentence. This is the same as compare and contrast or expository writing. What you're going to do is you're going to restate this topic sentence. And restate, remember, doesn't mean use the exact same words. Use different words. Use synonyms that convey the same meaning. If we say the same thing over and over again in our writing, it becomes boring and tedious as a reader to read. In a persuasive paragraph, what some people choose to do, and it's not a bad idea, it's actually a pretty powerful one, is issue a call to action. After you've developed an entire persuasive paragraph and provided sufficient evidence as to why others should agree with your opinion or stance on an issue, you might want to end by asking your reader to now do something with the information you provided. For example, let's stick to the Havre High School students should be allowed to wear hats. You might ask your reader to now stand up and express your belief that we should, as students, be allowed to wear hats in a classroom because it allows us to express ourselves, etc. That's a call to action. You're asking your reader to do something with the information you shared. Okay, that summarizes everything that is in the persuasive paragraph, the parts. In the next video, I'll show you the brainstorming process, and then I'll do one more video showing you an example of a persuasive paragraph modeled. I'll actually write one for you and show you how it's done step by step. I hope this helped.